Life as its way has its many struggles. But let it not be heard that having a messy wardrobe is one of the struggles you have to constantly deal with. People have a number of reasons why their wardrobe or closet is such a mess, some of which are impulse buying, which often results to stockpiling, and busy schedules. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Bukunola, and as you all know, this channel is all about me dishing out fashion styling tips and tricks to help you make well-informed choices. First, I would like to apologize for being away for so long. I had issues with my device, and when I eventually got that fixed, I got caught up in some other things. But I'm back fully now. I do not like repeating outfits. Hey, sister, if that is your excuse or reason for having a wardrobe full of clothing that you barely wear, then that's about to change. On today's episode, we'll be talking about decluttering your wardrobe. Decluttering, from the word declutter, simply means doing away with unnecessary items, and in this case, your wardrobe. This topic brings to mind something that happens in my house. I don't know if I'm pretty sure it happens in your house or most of you, African, Nigerian. I don't even think it's an African or Nigerian thing. You know, cases where your parents, my parents, they tend to keep some glass cups, some wares, dining wares for special occasions. And 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, special occasion has not shown up. And those things are just there, taking up space. You see, most of us, or some of us, we do these things also with our clothing, where you just have a whole lot of unnecessary items in your wardrobe, and some you're saving them for special occasions in coats, like just a number of nonsense chunks in our wardrobe. So before we get right into it, let me just state that the process of decluttering can be a bit tedious. So I would advise that you just make sure to have something you consider fun happening in the background. Like you could turn up the music. Just make sure there's something fun. You could have friends or loved ones around, so you don't wear yourself out in the process. And also, you might want to consider taking the day off. Maybe not the entire day, but then also that depends on the number of junks you have in your wardrobe. So you might want to consider taking the day off to do this. So the first thing on the list would be to sort out all your clothing, sort them out into categories. For example, your tops, your bottoms, and dresses. Sort them out into different categories like that to start with. So the second thing you should do is, for each piece of clothing, you want to take note of the colors, the patterns, the material, and the fits. By fit, I mean, is this clothing loosely fitted, or is it well fitted, or is it tightly fitted? You want to take note of these things. And for a more detailed analysis, you would also want to take note of the cuts of your dresses. By cut, I mean either the neckline cuts or the sleeve cuts. Just take note of the cut on your clothing. Take note of the length, and take note of the hem also of each piece of clothing. The third thing you want to consider is, what vibe is this outfit giving? So for each piece of clothing, what vibe does this piece give? For instance, rich auntie vibe. Okay, I was just kidding. So you want to take note of the vibe each look is giving. Is it giving stylish or elegant, or youthful or relaxed vibe? Take note of these things for every piece of clothing as well. There are just some clothes you have to do away with. Like, some people are a size 12 presently, and they still have clothing that are in sizes below size 12, like size 8, size 10 clothing, They are hoping that they will get back to that size. And sister, in 2 months, 3 months, a year, 2 years, you've still not gotten back to that size, but you're still holding on to these clothes. Abba, let it go. Let it go. Huh. Which other category? Okay, now this may be a little bit touchy. There are some clothing that are, I like to call them sentimental pieces. Sentimental pieces in the sense that maybe it was given to you by it was given to you by a loved one, or maybe those dresses just hold a special memory. They hold a very special memory in your heart. I don't know what you're going to do with those items. That's totally up to you. So I also do have some of such items in my wardrobe, in my closets. These bracelets. This particular bracelet was given to me by someone who's like a younger sister to me, and she passed on a few years ago, but somehow I've not been able to let it go. Like, honestly, I've not worn it in years. But then I can't seem to let it go. So, sentimental pieces is totally up to you what you do with them. But then, okay, let me say no more. So, guys, having done all that, it's time to get your wardrobe arranged. It's time to get those pieces arranged in your wardrobe. So one thing I would advise, which is totally up to you as well, one thing I would suggest is okay, let me suggest two things. One, you could arrange your clothing by categories. For instance, you have, in fact, I feel that's even the best way to do things. Your tops should all be together. Your bottoms should be together separately, and dresses should be separately. Don't just model up everything. You're mixing bottoms with dresses and tops. It's going to be messy. Trust me, you won't be able to keep up with it. Even if you're able to keep the wardrobe clean, tidy for seriously, you won't just be able to keep up with it, with things being arranged that way. So another thing you might want to consider is arranging them by colors, so that way it's easier to just at a glance you already know, okay, these colors, it might not necessarily be all greens, all reds, or you might just, work something up. Maybe bright colors, nude colors, separately, just work something up. And then more importantly, you have to make sure that you're arranging all of your pieces in such a way that every single item is visible. Every single item has to be visible in your wardrobe. I understand that the way some of our wardrobes are built, like you can't but just hide some pieces behind, like in front. You might want to consider making hangers your best friend. At least that way you're able to see most of the clothing at a glance. Yeah. Lastly, on this episode, I understand that unlike in Nigeria, where most of your clothing, there are ways you can walk around it through different seasons. What are the seasons we have? Rainy season, Harmattan season. There are ways you can just walk your way around every particular piece to suit every season. But there are other countries that are not so. There are other countries whereby you cannot be found wearing a winter jacket when it's summer, or so you also have to clear out your wardrobes in different seasons. For instance, when it's winter, you might want to do away with, not totally do away, I mean, you might want to do away in that sense with your summer clothing, put them away in a particular place, and make your winter clothing, more visible in your wardrobe, and vice versa. When it's springtime, when it's summertime, you know that okay, you don't need your winter jacket in this period. You don't need all of those long sleeves. Like there are particular clothing that you do not need in particular seasons. So you might also want to consider clearing out your wardrobe according to seasons, right? So that will be all on today's episode. um Let me know in the comment section if there are other ways that you found helpful in decluttering your wardrobe. I would like to hear from you guys. Till next time. Alright, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, share. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sticking around. Till next time. Bye.